What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back to the channel, checking out another video. Today I just want to give you guys an update on the 25 Ram with the Hurricane 3.0. I know there's a lot of hoopla online, the motor's no good, it's going to blow up, there's a million problems with it, yada yada yada. Well, I don't know how much of that is true, to be honest. I'm just going to tell you about my experience, and what I know is that the only known issues with this motor, it's not necessarily with the motor, it's with the thermostat housing. It's a plastic thermostat. They designed it when the motor came out, and that was like 4 years ago almost now, in the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. They've gone through 3 iterations of that thermostat. There has not been any documented cases that I could find online at all for the 25 Ram having that issue. So that's it with that one. So I don't know. There's no other issues known at this point in this motor. It's too new. There's not a lot of 150,000 mile engines out there with it yet. The time will tell. We'll see what happens. That's what a warranty's for. But I'm going to talk about my experience so far. I'm at 3,266 miles at this moment. I'm going to turn the camera around quick. I'm going to show you the fuel mileage I'm getting. If you guys seen the first video I did, I hand calculated the fuel mileage. I'm going to go to the gas station right now. We're going to do it again. But I'll show you what it's saying right now on the screen. And then we'll go to the gas station. We'll hand calculate the MPGs. And honestly, I have no complaints so far with the engine as far as that goes. Drivability, the driving characteristics, the power is outstanding on this motor. Outstanding power. In the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing 2 big road trips with it. Not big road trips, but I'm going to be going to the dunes this weekend here coming up. It's going to be going solo, so I'm just have my quad in the bed with my gear. The following weekend, I'm going with the family, so I'm going to be towing a trailer, 18-foot flat deck trailer, full of all the ATVs, 4 of us in the truck, all our gear. So that'll be a good test for the truck. We'll do another update with that, how it tows, and all that stuff. So for now, let's talk about how the truck's been so far. Truck's been great. I haven't had any real issues with the truck at all. I had one little hiccup, a little electrical gremlin with the heated seat. I took it to the dealer. They replaced the heated seat module. What was happening was it was turning off by itself like every 20 to 30 minutes. If I had it on full blast high, it would just automatically turn off, and it's not supposed to. I verified that with RAM and in the owner's manual. It's not supposed to turn off until you turn it off yourself. So there was a few people online. I had asked to see if anybody else was having that problem, and people were like, oh, it's a safety thing, it's supposed to turn off. It is not. It's not supposed to turn off. Verified that. Passenger side one will not turn off. It was just the driver's side. They replaced the heated seat module, so fingers crossed out that fixed it. Haven't had any issues so far. What we'll do, though, we'll talk about a little more is the rest of the interior of the truck. I'll turn the camera around too. We'll show you a few miles and we'll talk about that for a minute. Everything's been terrific. Then we'll get outside the truck and show you fit and finish, how the paint's holding up, any paint blemishes. A lot of trucks have people complain about the paint quality and stuff like that with paint chips, this, that, and the other thing. I'll show you a few things, and then we'll wrap it up. So let's turn the camera around. So there you see, guys, I need fuel at 3,266.7 miles on the odometer. I reset the trip last time I filled up. Got 557.6 miles so far on this tank, and it says I'm low on fuel, so we're going to go get fuel, and then we'll do some hand calculations. How many gallons the truck takes to fill up, divided by the mileage on the trip once we get to the fuel station. So, all right, guys, while it's pumping, take a minute to show you guys some of the upgrades we did. You guys missed them. We got the LazFit bed liner and tailgate liner. We also upgraded the LED lights in the cargo lamp and the tail lamps to LazFit. And we got LazFit floor liners in the truck. All essential upgrades, really good quality products. If you guys are interested in any of these, use the link below in the video description to LazFit. And they're always running awesome deals. They have this stuff for almost every make and model. The LED tail lights and cargo lamp really made a huge difference, and these floor liners are mint. Bed liner is awesome until you can get like a spraying bed liner, if that's something you want to do as like a temporary solution. That's what I'm doing. The cost is really cost effective. You can even use it on top of your spraying bed liner if you were to do that and still want something else on top, because it just drops right in. The fit is perfect. So get yourselves one of those. If you guys check out the link in the video description, and then use discount code Odyssey15 at checkout, save you some money. Rest in interior is holding up awesome, as you can see. Seats are up right now. I had my dog back here, and you'll see, obviously with minimal miles, the back seat doesn't get used that much, but with the kids, and that's holding up as expected. Driver's seat, no wear, everything's good. Everything's good there. So interior's mint. I mean, the quality materials, no creaks, rattles, squeaks, nothing like that. Everything works as expected and as it should. Interior storage is awesome. Sound system is terrific. That big screen, love it. Heated seats now working awesome. They get really hot, which I like. They're not mediocre warm like my the wife's 4Runner. It's my only complaint about that thing. Now you'll see the front last fit mats. Really good coverage. Better than the OEM ones. I had the OEM ones in my last Ram. So let's get these fuel miles calculated, shall we? Still going. 24 gallons. Should be stopping any minute because I had about 1/8 of a tank left. I had 70 cents off a gallon, so I'm paying $2.32. It's $3.02 normal price. Somebody don't know how to drive. She almost crashed into the pump. All right, we're going. Boom, there we go. Yeah, 30.44 gallons. So let's check the mileage and we'll do some calculations. I do not top off, unlike some other channels. Tell you why in a minute. All right, guys, you see where we're at? 563.6 miles since the last fill up. Computer saying 18.9 divided by the 30.441 gallons of fuel it took. We're at 18.5 miles per gallon, so about the same off as it was the first time I did hand calculations, about 0.3, 0.4 lower than what the computer shows. So it seems to be pretty consistent. 18.5 average. Again, I don't know how anybody can complain about that in a full-size truck. That's average fuel miles per gallon. On the freeway, if I'm going slow, like when I say slow, like under 70, I'll get 22, 21 miles per gallon. If I'm going about 65, you'll see about 23 to 24 miles per gallon. You're not going to get EPA numbers going 75, 80 miles an hour. They do not do the calculations that way. So when everybody's like, the highway mileage is wrong, I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. That's why, because most freeways in America are 75 miles an hour or 70, and everybody's driving 75, 80, 85 sometimes. And of course you're not going to get window sticker, what it says on the window sticker. Now I understand there have been some instances where some vehicles are extremely off, but this vehicle seems to be pretty on par. The average MPGs are over what the window sticker says. I'm getting really good miles per gallon around town, better than it says city driving on the window sticker. So I'm doing really well there. We'll see how good it does towing. And I'm going to be towing, 4 people in the car, probably about 4,500 pounds plus gear in the bed and fuel. So it's, going to be a nice little test for it. Up some hills and a mountain overpass. So we'll see how it does there. We'll get out of the truck, talk about the how the exterior is holding up, fit and finish, paint, all that stuff. And just to touch on the topping off of the fuel, I do not top off the fuel because it's actually no good for your fuel system. You're not supposed to overflow fill it up to the neck, and then it'll actually can cause damage to your evap system. For the venting system goes to an evap canister, and I've seen tons of situations and spoke to mechanics who have replaced these systems. You have a charcoal canister and evap in your evap system and all that stuff. You can actually get fuel in there if you top it off too far up on the neck. So you're supposed to just fill it up till it clicks, and that's it. You're not supposed to wait 30 seconds like some other channels. I'm not going to mention it. And then top it off again. I don't know why they consistently do that. I guess they don't keep their vehicles long enough to really care about the negative effects. But if you consistently do that, you're going to cause damage to your fuel evap system. So you don't want to do that. Just fill it up till it stops, and that's it. That's how it's intended to work. If you want to make sure you're getting the most fuel in there possible, what you can do is, instead of having it pumping in at the fastest speed, you can set it to like a lower, slower speed fill. This way it doesn't bubble up as much, and then it'll click off when it's full. So that's the best way to do it. So that's my 2 cents. This is again after talking to some mechanics and dealerships. So I've even read an owner's manual that says not top off. So you guys can do however you want, but that's my 2 cents. Let's get the camera turned around. We'll go outside and talk about the outside of the truck. All right, guys, so let's walk around outside of the truck. Outside, it's going to be holding up as you'd expect it would be, with only 30-something hundred miles on it. But I have not come across anything where like there's loose trim, poor fitting panels, doors closing, open and closing well. Tailgate opens, closes, latches well with the remote and everything. No issues there. Only paint quality issue is, and I don't think it's a paint quality issue, but they don't put any like the clear tape here on the back corner of the bed like a lot of manufacturers will have right here, because this section takes a beating on the road from just debris coming up, and it'll hit the edge here. So the edge of these wheel flares have a bunch of paint chips in them already. There's like 3 or 4 in this one, and same thing on the other side. So rest of the truck though, mint. Really good paint quality on this truck. I had a Chevy Silverado a few years ago, and the paint quality on that vehicle was not up to par in my opinion. It looked great, had a nice shine to it, but the front of the hood and the front of the fenders with 10,000 miles on it, when I got rid of it, it looked like it had 100,000 miles. That's how many paint chips there were. So this is holding up really well. With a steel front bumper here, painted, you're going to get some paint chips as you would expect. There's a lot of bugs plastered on the front right now, but when I was washing it last week, there is 1 or 2 little paint chips. There's one right there on the corner where the light is. Nothing crazy. It's white. It's easy to touch up. You can get the 3M, obviously clear, the PPF film, and that'll eliminate that from ever happening. I'm just not a fan of that film. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't do it for me. So, I mean, you can get a little touch-up pen and touch up the white. It's easy enough if it really bothers you. But that's what's going to happen. I had a red Ram with the black bumper, and that flat black would chip in the front too from the rocks. It's just the nature of the beast. You got a big flat surface, and you got rocks and chips, road debris, especially here in Arizona. Out west, there's a lot of rocks and stuff and sand on the road. So that stuff's going to get kicked up on you. But fit and finish of this truck is really fantastic. Comparing it to a couple of previous trucks I had, I would say this is better. And we'll talk about that too. I'm going to do a video comparing this truck, if you guys are interested, to the I had the new Toyota Tundra with the twin turbo V6 in it. I had 2 of those actually. If you guys follow the channel, you know one of them got totaled on me. Then I went out and bought a replacement one. And so I have some, experience with that truck. And I want to get a few thousand more miles on my belt with this truck, and then kind of do a video comparing the two. If you guys are in the market for one or the other. Obviously, there's a lot going on with Toyota right now with the engine issues and all that stuff, but this Ram's been rock solid, man. I wouldn't hesitate to buy one of these Hurricanes. They drive and ride better than the Hemi I had, I'm sorry to say. I mean, I have no complaints with the Hemi motor. If they were still making it with the Hemi, I still would have bought the truck. I didn't buy it because of the motor, but I did not buy it because of the motor, if that makes sense. The motor performs like it has a V8 in it. And as a matter of fact, when you're on the freeway and you're cruising at freeway speed, 70, 75, and you got to go around somebody or, merge into traffic real fast or something like that, this thing boogies, I'm telling you. Faster than the Hemi, for sure. It's faster than the Hemi. There's another video I just saw on YouTube. I can't remember who did it just a few days ago. And they did a 0 to 60 test. And this thing smoked the Hemi 0 to 60 with the same gearing. So it really boogies. I mean, it gets up and goes. And what's crazy is it's so smooth and quiet. You don't even feel the motor running. There's just it's really like something I've never experienced in another vehicle. It runs that smooth. It's almost like it's off sometimes. That's how I would describe it. Like if you ever ridden a hybrid vehicle and it goes to battery mode and like you don't even hear or feel it. That's probably noisier with the electric motor going. But this thing it's like that in smoothness. Like you just don't feel the engine idle. You don't feel it running. It just goes. You lack the V8 sound, but it makes up for that tenfold in every other characteristic. So I'm really happy with it. I'm getting better fuel mileage with this than I did with my Hemi with the 321 gears in it, and this has got 392s. So I'm really a happy camper so far. So that's it right now. We'll do I'm going to be towing, like I said, with the truck. So we'll do a video updating you guys on that and how good it tows, and how I feel about it after the tow, and maybe during. We'll kind of update you on the trip. So stay tuned for that. This is Joe with Odyssey Off-Road. Smash that thumbs up button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.